for the Milk Ford Tough Studio. Boomer Esiason and Greg Giannotti. It's Boomer and Gio on the Fan. Simulcast across the country on CBS Sports Network. And wherever you are on the free Odyssey app. Good Friday morning. It is a feel-good football Friday. Boomer is back today. Had a NFL game last night. The Dolphins up in Buffalo. And it reminded me a lot of what we've seen from the Jets and Giants in each of one of their first two games. The Jets week 1, the Giants week 2. They're playing a team they're not supposed to beat, really, really tough. And then there's just mistakes and penalties and turnovers, and they don't win the game because they're not a good team, and bad teams lose games. So you got an 0-3 team, the first one in the NFL, and the Miami Dolphins. Will we have two more here in New York when we show up on Monday? The chances are pretty good. A couple of nice wins. Really great offensive performance and pitching performance by Jonah Tong and the Mets yesterday. So a little more breathing room there. Going to have a fun one today. Happy to have Boomer back. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, G. I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there. And yesterday was a great trip down to Charlotte. You know, I hadn't been to Charlotte in about 7 years.
Wow.
And I think the last time I was there, I did a Monday night game, and I believe it was the Carolina Panthers with Cam Newton against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I remember it was a nice little city. It was great.
Yeah.
I mean, that place is bustling now. The amount of buildings that have been built in the last 8 years is ridiculous.
Did you see what Steve Smith called Carolina on their sports talk station down there yesterday?
I did not see this.
He called it a weak-ass city.
A weak-ass city?
That's a guy who lives there.
I don't know why he calls it a weak-ass city.
Well, he called it a weak-ass city because the fans complain too much, and they're never happy, and you ride and die with your team, and you don't bitch all the time, which, I mean, I can't believe a Carolina Panther fan would be complaining that much because that's what this city does best. Complain. Weak-ass city.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
Do. Nobody complains more than we do here.
I was going to say.
But he has no idea what complaining is. Come up here for a week, play for one of these teams for a week,
yeah,
and just experience the negativity that gets thrusted at these teams, even teams that are on the cusp of the playoffs, like the Yankees and the Mets both are. And, it's never enough. It's never enough. But I will say this, when I think about the Yankees and I think about what Max Fried did yesterday, and I think about them not being able to sign Juan Soto, but then adding Bellinger, adding Goldschmidt, and adding Max Fried. And then, of course, probably the under the radar deal for them, is basically Trent Grisham, because he came over to the Yankees with Soto. So he stayed behind. So you basically essentially have 4 players for one when you think about it.
Yeah.
And you think about what Bellinger has done for this team and what Max Fried has done for this team. And if this team had a healthy Garrett Cole, they would be the odds-on favorite to go all the way.
Yeah, it's just going to be tough to recreate last year with the success you had with Soto because you go to the World Series and Juan Soto has the biggest home run in the ALCS to send you there. So if you're going to do better than that, you got to get to the World Series. You got to get past Game 5. And they are capable of doing it if Max Fried is as good as he was last night. Now, this is against a terrible Baltimore Orioles team. You're not going to see a team like that in the postseason. But this was great to see if you're a Yankee fan. This was as sharp as he's been in a very long time. He is ramping back up. He was dominant last night. And you get that in a Game 1 of a series, you can beat anybody.
So 18-5. He's got an under 3 ERAs, like 2.78 or something, or 2.88, whatever it is. But it's under 3. He's pitched 188 innings. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better free agent signing, honestly. Now, I would say the same thing for the Mets. I mean, the Mets overpaid, I think, for, when you pay $765 million for somebody, you expect them to hit 60 home runs and knock in 150 runs.
They expect to win the division at the very least. That's what I'm
exactly. But it's not his fault. I mean, he's given it. I looked at his numbers, and his numbers are very consistent over the last 4 years. I mean, you could see it, and he's going to end up with a big season if he gets the team to the playoffs now. And then when they get to the playoffs, depending on how their bullpen sets up and how their starting pitching sets up, you got another young kid going again today. And these young kids have been the shots in the arms that this Mets team has needed. And, getting Jonah Tong back on schedule yesterday and building up his confidence.
Against a good team, too.
Right, taking him out and then putting in the bullpen who's been was rested because of what Manaea did with Holmes. I mean, like you got the nice little setup going for the Mets. Now, remember, we were talking about their last 12 games. They're 2-1 now. We said, let's get the 8-4, 7-5.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens when, now they got the Washington Nationals coming to town. And then the Yankees schedule lends it to be like a surging Yankees team here going into the playoffs.
Yeah, and you never know. It's really how these teams play. I mean, it's like at this point, looking at the teams and who they're playing is an exercise in futility, especially I feel like for the Mets because they sometimes play better against the better team. So every game concerns me. But what you do have is you got a Chicago Cubs team that's going to be locked into where they're at. You got a terrible Washington Nationals team throughout the year. You got a terrible Miami Marlins team throughout the year. So this is up to the Mets. I mean, this is whatever cliche you want to use, control your own destiny. It's all in front of you, yada, yada, yada. It's not about who they're playing. It's about what team shows up from day to day. And you got at least 2 out of 3 of the good Mets in the two-faced Mets that they are this year.
The problem was that in the middle game, you had a bad starting pitching performance again.
Yeah.
By one of their older pitchers, who every single one of them seemed like they've hit the wall. Now, you can say whatever you want about Holmes and Mania pitching together. That was fine. Mm-hmm. But remember, there's no pressure there. I mean, Holmes goes 4 innings, and then when Mania comes in, he's got like a, six-run lead or whatever it was? I mean, so there's no pressure there. I mean, they got to do it in pressure spots. They got to do it at the top, And the really interesting thing for me is that if they end up playing the Dodgers in the playoffs, who are they going to trot out there? Who's going to be their first pitcher out of the gate?
Well, I mean, I would have to look at how it lines up, but I mean, if you're thinking about that,
what up? It's the Dodgers and the Mets. And who thrown out there?
No. I'm saying the way that the season ends in rest and everything is what I'm talking
rest
about.
In the season, okay.
Well, but yeah, that's what I mean. How it you can't have the guy if you need that last game to get into the playoffs, and that's Nolan McLean's day. You ain't holding him back for potential game 1.
Let's say we don't need that. And they can set up the pitching staff any which way they want to set up the pitching staff. What are they doing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Nolan McLean in game 1, 100%.
You think so? Or do you think that they think Mania and Holmes together?
No. I mean, they could think that. That'd be idiotic. If you could pitch Nolan McLean in that game 1, you pitch him in that game 1. Now, it's just a hard thing to say, if you could just do it any way you want, because it depends on when they clinch.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
If they clinch.
I know. Again, we're looking ahead, and I don't want to overdo it looking ahead, but I just want to say that,
Your point is that if they make it to the playoffs, these guys that have been with the Mets, the veteran pitchers, are not the guys that we're rolling with in the important games. That's the overarching point.
I don't know if you can, and it'll be really interesting what Stearns and Mendoza decide to do if they get there. Because I don't want to touch the money. That's the one thing I don't want to do. I don't want to touch the money. Just want them to beat the teams they're supposed to beat and go rolling into October, on a roll. That's what you want, and it's great to see, Pete's hitting home runs right now, and, he's like the guy in the middle of that lineup that we saw at the end of last year, and you want to continue to see this as the season rolls on. As for the Yankees are concerned, I still think that this is a team that could go all the way. I honestly believe that. I mean, they and the like I told you, these guys, I mean, the only thing I worry about with them is the way they play the field. It's the only thing I really worry about.
Yeah, I mean, that's what has plagued them since the World Series.
But they fixed third base. That's the key thing. And they put Jazz Chisholm back where he needs.
Just weird things happen to them, though. I mean, even if you look back at the World Series, it wasn't just total sloppiness. It was veterans just making mistakes that they never make, like Garrett Cole not covering first base, Aaron Judge dropping a ball he never dropped. So it's
not going to happen again this year.
You wouldn't think.
I would think that if they when they get to that point where when they hit the playoffs, I'm hoping that Aaron Boone will sit these guys down and say, "Look, guys, we are in the playoffs now. We can't have happen to us this year that happened to us last year." We can't have that. We got to be on our game. We got to be tight defensively. We got to be smart base runners, and we can't allow one of these teams to think that they can just make us field the ball and that's how they're going to win the game. Kind of like Kansas City did to the Mets and the way that the Dodgers did to the Yankees last year. We got to fix that. And I think they tried to fix it at third base with McMahon, and I think it's worked.
Yeah, we're going to get, if the Mets end up making it, we're going to get these wild card series that are going to be unbelievable with both the Mets and the Yankees. You're gonna have Mets, Dodgers, and Yankees, either Red Sox or Astros. I mean, that is going to be as intense as it gets.
Could be the Mariners too, right?
Yeah, it could.
I mean, I think right now it is the Mariners.
But
I think it's the Mariners at the Yankees.
Oh, they stuck in there. I got to look.
I believe.
Okay, you're probably right. But those series, if you get that,
you stay at that top wild card. You got the home games.
Yes. So right. Yeah, it's either the Red Sox or the Astros right now. The way that it is.
Oh, it is right now?
Yeah, that's the way they have CBS Sports Network has it. But the Mariners and the Astros are tied, so I don't know what the tiebreaker is. So it could any one of those three teams could still be in there because they're within one game of each other, all three of them. So you could still get either one of them. So whatever it is, it is. If the playoffs ended today, they don't end today, so we'll see.
Right,
but
they don't end today. But I thought
they don't end today.
I thought I saw.
You might be right, but you know what? It doesn't matter because tomorrow it's going to change.
Right now I got the Mariners are 5 and they're at the Yankees.
Yeah, they had the CBS Sports Network had the division leader there, so that's all.
All right, I'm just looking here.
All right, you're looking there. You know what?
I'm looking here. I'm over here.
By the time we get Monday, it's going to be all.
I'm over here looking
at
this. What are you doing over there? Looking at that? You're looking at something different than I'm looking at.
I mean, I'm not. I don't want to. I mean, I've done it many times before, but I don't want to throw the graphics team under the bus over here. But they had the division leader still as the Mariners, so I was reading it off the screen in front of me. That's all.
Well, we'll see. I mean, there you go. I'm over here now.
Yeah.
Hey, what'd you think last night? Josh Allen doing his thing again, and the thing about the Buffalo Bills now 8 straight games without a turnover.
Yeah, I mean this
8 straight games without a turnover, man. That is key, and I think it's 24 or 25 games in a row where they've won the turnover battle in the game that they've been playing.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you don't lose games as double-digit favorites at home, and then the team that is struggling ends up doing things like roughing the punter and throwing a pick on the 20-yard line. I mean, that's really the difference between a great team and a team that's going to have a head coach fired sooner than later. So, yeah, I mean, this is a team that is destined to be right there in an AFC championship game and trying to get that first Super Bowl. I was actually at a Bills before the game started because I went to the Garden last night. But there was a Bills bar that we were eating at that turned into like a Bills watch party.
Wow!
And is surrounded by these Buffalo Bills fans. This was the happiest fan base I had ever seen
was
together
Maggie there?
In my life. No, Maggie was not there. It was the happy. They were so jacked up, and I was thinking, like, man, like this is the Buffalo Bills time, like September, October. Like this is when things are great for them, you know?
Yeah,
but then towards the end of the year, there's always some sort of heartbreak.
I'll take everything that they've given me over the last 5 or 6 years if I'm a Bills fan. I mean, they've been right there.
Sure.
They've been crushed, but they've been right there. And here's the thing. Like, I'm coming through Charlotte Airport yesterday. And by the way, they're going to blow that airport up.
Blow it up?
I mean, it's so tiny and so many freaking people. I mean, just so many people. People everywhere.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
But there must have been a plane that I believe it came in from Buffalo because there must have been about 30 people wearing Josh Allen jerseys.
Yep.
I mean, from every age.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw 70-year-olds wearing Josh Allen jerseys down to 2-year-olds.
Of course. I mean, he is their God up there right now. I mean, he is the modern-day Jim Kelly. He is the reigning MVP. He's a superstar. I mean, and Aaron Glenn talks about, Tyrod Taylor's not a celebrity quarterback. Well, if you're a celebrity quarterback, that doesn't mean that that's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, Josh Allen's a celebrity quarterback, and he does everything right.
Yeah, but Josh Allen, I mean, when he means like a celebrity quarterback, he's talking about Aaron Rodgers going
I know what he's talking about.
He's not talking about Josh Allen. Allen, he may be in some commercials and stuff like that, but I don't. And he married a beautiful actress, but I don't. You could say he is.
It's not a negative. It's not a negative thing. That's what I'm saying. Aaron Glenn makes it sound like a negative thing.
I think he's
for
grounded.
God's sakes, if the Jets ever had a real celebrity quarterback, that'd be pretty cool. A guy like this or Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I think Josh and Patrick both I think are really grounded. Lamar too. Lamar's really grounded. I think they're grounded players. They want to be great players. They want to leave legacies. And if they do a commercial here or there, so what? I mean that's good. That's who they are. I mean they're all making over $50 million.
Yep.
I mean that's what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
they're promoting this. They're promoting the sport. They're promoting their teams. And by the way, I love the Buffalo blue uniforms. I love those uniforms, man.
They are, they are classic. They are good. But
Yeah, as I mentioned, that last night the Dolphins reminded me of the Jets and Giants just so much. Just like they hung in there, they played well, but ultimately they stink, so they can't win a game and they make mistakes in the fourth quarter. That's
what it really comes down to. especially a bad interception. I mean, just a really bad interception. But it also goes to show you, I wonder. The one thing I do wonder about the Bills, and I can't take the Jet game, for face value. I worry about their defense. I don't know if their defense is going to be good enough. They're going to have to stop the Ravens at some point. They're going to have to play the Ravens again at some point. It's either going to be in Buffalo or it's going to be in Baltimore. It's going to be in the playoffs. And can they stop them? That would be my question, because that ultimately will be the roadblock that will keep them from the Super Bowl if they can't slow down that Raven running game and Lamar Jackson.
Well, I guess you could look at the Ravens in that game, too, and their defense collapsing the way that it did, and they got some issues as well. There's the salary cap era and teams that pay their quarterback a ton. One unit is going to have an issue, and right now the Chiefs, their issue is their offense. The Bills, their issue is their defense. The Ravens' issue is the defense. So it's who ends up having the more balanced team in the end and the healthiest team in the end. That AFC is going to be just awesome to watch in January.
And then you got the Chargers now.
Yeah.
Who are definitely one of the better teams in the league and certainly are going to be a team that's going to be hard to knock out because finally their defense is staying healthy. Well, 2 games in. And their quarterback looks like he's finally the total light has gone on for him.
All right, Boomer and Gio just getting started on this Feel Good Football Friday. Jerry is here. He's going to give you his first update of the morning. Mets, Yankees, Thursday night football, and everything else. Got some weather brought to you by